Good morning, Helens. My name is Michael, and I am your Skydy News anchor. Today is Thursday, February 24th, and we are glad you are here today. Today we are going to share with you a sad story in American history. It is a story about a woman who lost her life, but because of her loss, we have medical answers. But still, the story is one that should concern us all.
In honor of Black History Month, I would like to introduce you to Henrietta Lacks. Doctors stole her cells. Henrietta Lacks was an accidental pioneer of modern-day medicine. Her cells are saving lives today, even though she died in 1951. Lacks was a 31-year-old mother of 5 when she was diagnosed with cervical cancer. Just months before her death, doctors at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore sliced pieces of tissue from her cancerous tumor without her consent, in effect, stealing them. It was another instance of decades of medical apartheid and clinical practices that discriminated against blacks. Lacks was not a slave, but parts of her cancerous tumor represent the first human cells ever bought and sold. Her cells, known among scientists as HeLa, were unusual in that they could rapidly reproduce and stay alive long enough to undergo multiple tests. Lacks cells, now worth billions of dollars, live in laboratories across the world. They played an important part of developing the polio vaccine, cloning, gene mapping, and in vitro fertilization. The HeLa cell line has been used to develop drugs for treating herpes, leukemia, influenza, and Parkinson's disease. They've been influential in the study of cancer, lactose digestion, sexually transmitted diseases, and appendicitis. Lacks' story is an example of the often problematic intersection of ethics, race, and medicine. A link to the dark history of exploitation of and experimentation on African Americans. And now you know about Henrietta.
Thank you, Mrs. Akins. That truly is a story that we should all know about. And now here is your Scotty News. It's Thankful Thursday, and you know what that means. Shout-out time. A student would like to shout out Jinan Azayadi. She's one of my best friends, and she's nice and funny. When I am having a bad day, she is nice and consoles me. She is overall a wonderful person. Here's a video shout-out from Miss Pacino.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Pacino, your school counselor. I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Smith. Mr. Matthew Smith has taken the time to learn to speak Spanish, to be able to support and connect with our Spanish-speaking HMS students and families. Thank you. Quiero reconocer a señor Matthew Smith y darle gracias por aprender el español para poder ayudar y conectarse con sus estudiantes y familias de HMS que hablan español. Gracias, señor Smith.
Mrs. Lauderdale would like to shout out to Hayden Simpson, a 6th grader who is a conscientious, hardworking student, works independently, is a self-motivated student, speaks up in class and stretches himself to participate, is constantly kind to others, and a bright spot in my day. Mr. M. Smith wants to shout out Jaden Williams in his first block, Ali Akbar in his second block, and Amador Rivera and Romeo Parra in his third block. Mrs. Raymond wants to shout out to Joshua Mendoza, 7th grade, for always doing his best in math class, and to Priscilla Horta, 6th grade, for being respectful and doing her best each day. If you want to do a shout out to someone, just send Mrs. Davis an email. Next Wednesday, March 2nd, we are excited to announce that Highlands will be celebrating Read Across America 2022. It will be a Seuss-ational day with everyone doing their part to wear something Seussy. Think crazy hair, fun socks, bright colors, anything that reminds you of Dr. Seuss. I am sure there will be many Thing 1 and Thing 2s that day. So be thinking of your favorite Dr. Seuss story, or how you can be your most Seuss next week. Every day in February, we want to leave you with a quote from an inspirational Black American. Today the quote is from Franklin Thomas, activist, philanthropist, and former president of the Ford Foundation. One day, our descendants will think it incredible that we paid so much attention to things like the amount of melanin in our skin, or the shape of our eyes, or our gender, instead of the unique identities of each of us, as complex human beings. Don't forget to swing by the library to talk to Mrs. G or Mr. Nelson about checking out books on inspirational Black Americans. They have books like this and so many more. Thank you for watching Scary News. Gracias por ver a Scary News.